C++ is a mess. Now, don't get me wrong, it's an incredibly powerful language, packed with amazing features, but let's be honest, sometimes it feels like it's got way more problems than solutions. Programming is all about solving problems, right? But C++ seems to have missed that memo. Instead of simplifying things, it piles on more complexity. Ken Thompson, the guy who created Unix, once called C++ way too big, way too complex, and said it was obviously built by a committee. So he wasn't exactly singing its praises. The problem with C++ starts with C itself, which was already full of quirks and compromises. C++ just took all that baggage and piled on more. If you're struggling to learn C++, don't beat yourself about it. The language is complicated and it's not you, it's just not that well designed. Systems programming and application programming are two completely different beasts, but C++ tries to mix them together, which ends up being a mess. One of the biggest problems with C++ is its sheer size. People often say, just use a subset of C++. Well, sure, that sounds simple, but in reality, when you try to cut down on the complexity, you're left with a language that feels like a bunch of fragmented dialects. There are no unique names for these subsets, so it's not really clear what version of C++ you're actually using. If you've ever said I've been working with C++ for years, just remember which version, because it's like saying you speak English, but which kind? British, American, or pirate? Even if you choose a subset and think that you've got things under control, you're not safe from C++ many gotchas. For instance, if you decide to avoid function overloading, that's great. But C++ doesn't know you're avoiding it, so you could end up accidentally overloading a function anyway, and suddenly you're in a bug hunting mode for hours. If you work with C or C++, you know header files are the culprits. Every time a header file is changed, everything that includes it has to recompile. C++ takes this to the next level by cramming everything, including private functions, into the header files. Want to change a private function? Brace yourself for a full recompile. This becomes even worse when classes are written as templates, which means all the code goes into those slow header files. The result? Huge C++ projects can take forever to compile. But here's the thing, if people hate a language, it usually means it's good and still being used by a lot of people. If C++ were as bad as some say, no one would still be talking about it. Despite his messiness, C++ is a powerful, offers a ton of opportunities, and deserves its place among the top languages. Now, before you dive back into your code, let's talk about something that might actually make learning fun. Today's sponsor, Brilliant. Brilliant is where you learn by doing, with thousands of interactive lessons in math, data analysis, programming, and AI. It's like a gym for your brain, but without the awkward locker room moments. Personally, I love it because it makes complex concepts click through hands-on problem solving. Want to give it a try? Scan the QR code on the screen or click the link in the description for a 30-day free trial. Plus, you'll get 20% off an annual premium subscription. Trust me, your brain will thank you.